Ladies and gentlemen, where were you in year 2005? That was like 18 years ago. Some of you were still in school, some of you have just started working, or some of you might not even have been born on that year. And amidst all of these happenings in your life, have you realized or noticed that Proton actually come up with something very special and unique for the ASEAN Summit of December 2005? Yes, your eyes are not fooling you. This wajah is longer than usual. Enter the Proton Chancellor. Okay, I have to add something. Before this, I actually seen a Proton Chancellor once in my life. Once. That was in 2010. I saw it on Jalan Tuanku Abdul Rahman as I was walking on the sidewalk. And I took a picture with my phone at that time, a Sony Ericsson J105 or something, with a 2 megapixel camera. Memang pecah-pecah lah gambar tu. Tapi itulah gambar yang menjadi kenangan kepada saya. Simpan dalam hard drive pula hilang. So this is the second time I'm seeing a Proton Chancellor. Now up close. Back to the review. The Proton Chancellor is powered by Mitsubishi's 6A12 2-litre V6 engine, which produces around 150 horsepower and 178 Newton meters of torque. Smooth as hell, it's the same unit found in the Proton Perdana V6 or the V6 Executive, and it suits the Proton Chancellor very well due to its smooth revving nature, and yeah, it's very important for comfort of your passengers at the back. And as you can see, the engine is still original in this Chancellor. Everything is per factory specs, and the owner has taken very good care of it, in fact. The interior of the Proton Chancellor is based on the Wajah's interior, which is already a nice one. I think the Proton Wajah, or this Chancellor, has one of the best looking interiors in Proton's lineup. The center console is angled towards the driver. There is a very nice and I would say unique blend of dark brown, wood trim, and also cream or beige accents. This is very unique as compared to usual black and silver combinations that most manufacturers opt for. And it does help elevate the mood in the interior by a few notches. It feels, I would say, premium, it feels more expensive, it feels more bespoke compared to the other cars in Proton's lineup. And if you look closely, the steering has this nice wood trim. It all lends an air of elegance which befits the Proton Chancellor. The main purpose of the Proton Chancellor is to, of course, ferry dignitaries at the back of the car, and as you would imagine, it has to be very, 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 very comfortable. Just look at that. I shall go in from the other side. First of all, the question that all of you might ask, how is the legroom? Kenapa tanya? Dah tentulah besar. Just look at that. Okay, if you are a follower of my videos regularly, I would always measure in jengkal because I'm an old school guy. So biasanya 1 jengkal. Tapi kali ni tengok berapa jengkal. 1, 2 jengkal setengah. And even for a tall guy, I'm around 160 plus cm. Maybe for someone who is 180, you still have a lot of rear leg room, and you can even prop your feet up forward. Boleh lunjuk kaki. Now try to close the door. Terus rasa cocooned inside a very nice cabin. And as you can see here, there are 2 speakers. These are tweeters. There are 4 tweeters in the car, 2 on the rear door, 2 on the front dashboard. So dah 4 tweeter. There are also 4 speakers, 2 on the rear doors, 2 on the front doors. So 4, sudah 8 speakers. And there are 2 subwoofers at the back of your head. One here, amounting to a total of 10 speakers for this car. So bukan saja untuk business ya, untuk party pun boleh sebenarnya. Proton Chancellor ni, imagine some pakcik-pakcik businessman partying at the back kan. Minum apa? Minum teh tarik. Alright. Besides that, for a car made in 2005, it has quite nice infotainment features. For example, this screen here, it actually hides into the console. When the car is off, you can turn it on and off, you can bring it up and down. So this is now in its up position. Later when we turn on the car, we can press a button, it goes inside. So what do you do with this anyway? Okay, maybe the generation nowadays sees this as a very outdated screen, but back in the day, 18 years ago, this was the bee's knees, as people say. You would put a CD inside this player, and whatever that is in the CD would come out here. Have you heard of CDs? I mean, most of us do, but you younger ones, I'm sure you have heard of CDs before, right? And look at the wood trim. You know, it's very sort of, it's not textured, it's smooth, it's glossy, but then it has this very nice, I would say, imprinting on it. And this makes the whole interior elevate a bit more. Okay, the center has some storage spaces, and kan saya kata CD tadi tu, well, some slots to keep your cassettes or CDs here. There's even a remote control to control that thing. When you don't need this, it turns into a very plush armrest. You can even use this as a pillow if you wish. Untuk balik kampung kan. Okay, moving on to the console, where you open this, and there's a bit more storage space over here. Remove this thing, remove this tray, and you have access directly to the boot. Biasanya dekat Eropah, orang akan simpan ski. Sebab ski kan panjang kan. Tapi kita kat sini tak ada ski. Saya tak tahu, mungkin lemang buluh kot. Okay. Tapi taklah lemang buluh saja. Come on. Yang naik ini semua orang bisnes. Barangkali kayu-kayu golf yang mahal tu, shing, terkeluar kat sini kan. So yeah, this is the back seat of the Proton Chancellor, individual seats. And when I sit in it, number one, the seat bench is really plush. As you can see the leather here, you can already see how plush it is. And the seat rest supports your back very well. And it doesn't feel hard or, you know, artificial. It feels natural. The leather is supple and the cushioning is very adequate. So imagine being a dignitary in the ASEAN summit and you're being ferried from Putrajaya to who knows where in this thing. Sure. The Proton Chancellor is unique in its own ways. Of course, it has this Chancellor decal which has since come off. It used to be a solid one in silver, tapi biasalah kan, kadang-kadang it comes off, and replacement parts are understandably very rare in this day and age. So opt for a sticker, good enough. It also came standard with this 2.0 V6 decal at the back, denoting its engine in front. So if you see a wajah with 2.0 V6 at the back, jangan ingat itu convert atau fake. You are actually looking at something very special, which is very rare now. Think of some rare Protons that you know. Two-door coupe, Putra, Satria GTI, or maybe some Proton Satrias tuned by R3, which are very rare in this day and age. But I dare to say that the Proton Chancellor is rarer than all of those cars due to its limited production and its limited period of usage. It was only used and produced during the ASEAN Summit of 2005, 18 years ago. So indeed, it's a one-off thing, a one-off event. It's very hard to find one nowadays. Okay, back to the car. It sports these twin tailpipes. Of course, some Wajas also have twin tailpipes, but the Chancellor always has a twin tailpipe. You would not find a Chancellor with only one single tailpipe. Sebab 2.0 V6 mah. Baiklah, kita kini bersama Abang Aiman yang merupakan tuan punya Proton Chancellor ini. Dan sebenarnya di latar tadi ada pakcik-pakcik yang tengah dengar sepah tu kuat dia buka macam kenduri. Kalau dia orang buka sekejap lagi, abaikanlah ya. Lepas tu ada bunyi ayam. Dengar. Sebab kita ni dekat tempat yang sangat sebenarnya jadi. Pandai abang pilih.
Yalah, first time kita datang sini kan.
Terkira-kira kita masuk jadi. Okey, bang, kita sembang tadi kan. Saya difahamkan abang ni seorang peminat kereta yang panjang, yang ala-ala limousine.
Betul.
Boleh ceritakan sikit macam mana minat ni bermula ataupun sejak bila dan sebagainya?
Saya minat dengan kereta jenis yang panjang ni start pada umur saya darjah 6. Masa tu saya nampak first saga limousine dekat Tasik Tuangsa. Tapi orang kata, yelah, faktor umur masa kita tu, orang kata kemudian hari lah. So saya start pakai saga limousine ni pada umur saya 30 lebih. So saya pakai dalam tempoh masa 8 tahun. Selepas baru saya jual dan saya ambil Chancellor ni lah. Chancellor ni pun baru lagi saya pakai. Sebelum bulan puasa dia tu saya pakai. Okey. Baru lagi lah kan.
Okey, jadi sempatlah naik Chancellor pergi tarawih. Selesa tu. Okey, sebelum saga limo yang merupakan kereta panjang yang pertama, ada tak pakai kereta-kereta pendek sebelum tu?
Ada. First saya pakai kancil.
Pendek betul tu?
Okey. Habis tu saya pakai Proton Tiara.
Panjang sikit.
Panjang sikit. Yang ketiga saya pakai Proton Wira. Aerobag.
Nampak? Dia punya arah dah menjurus dah. Okey. So lepas Wira Aerobag tu lah yang abang ambil saga limo tu.
Saga limo tu lah.
Okey. Saya dengar Proton Tiara, Wira Aerobag. Kereta lawa tu. Susah nak jumpa dah sekarang.
Tiara dengan saga tu masih ada. Kancil tu dah jual.
Okey.
Itu masih ada lagi kat. Saya simpan lagi lah kereta tu.
Okey.
Since saya pakai Proton Limo tu, dua-dua tu simpan. Tak jalan.
Jadi VIP dah kereta tu. Padahal tuannya yang sepatutnya jadi VIP, kereta lama pula jadi VIP. Okey, jadi dari saga limo beralih ke Chancellor. Macam mana prosesnya? Abang macam memang dah set, okey, aku lepas ni nak try Chancellor. Ke ada juga shopping kereta-kereta lain yang seakan-akan? Tak
terfikir untuk ambil Chancellor. Saya punya yang selepas saga limousine ni nak ambil Perdana V6 Executive. Tapi disebabkan masa datang tengok tu condition kurang cantik. So hari yang kedua selepas tu saya pergi ke Puchong tengok kereta ni. Inilah yang kereta yang saya pilih lah. Selepas adik saya check suhu condition kereta ni, baru kita orang decide ambil lah untuk kereta ni.
Okey, ada survey Chancellor lain tak sebelum yang Puchong ni?
Ada, dekat Kajang, tapi harga dia lagi mahal lah daripada yang ni. So dia punya condition pun sama, cuma lagi mahal. Cuma kereta ni Yuska simpan dalam bangunan kan, so agak orang kata terjaga sikit lah.
Okey, taklah hujan panas kan hari-hari. Yang penting sebab bahagian plastik dengan getah kan, nanti mengeras ke apa.
Mengeras macam tu kan, betul.
Okey, setakat ni berapa perbatuan? Berapa km dah agak-agak?
Kereta ni
secara keseluruhannya?
Tak jalan jauh sangat lah buat masa ni. Selama daripada bulan sebelum puasa hari tu, saya pakai untuk daily use sajalah. Paling jauh pun saya jalan ke Sungai Buloh kan, jarak pun tak berapa jauh sangat kan. And then selebihnya parking je, macam tu je. Tapi kemungkinan akan pergi ke tempat lain lah, mungkin ke Johor ke nanti selepas ni kan. Macam tu je.
Dan selama memiliki kereta ni, apakah mungkin cabaran-cabaran yang dihadapi mungkin dari segi maintenance? Sebab orang selalu kata enjin 2.0 V6 ni susah nak maintain dan sebagainya. Jadi saya nak tanya sendiri kepada tuan punya badan, benar ke semua tu?
Dia ikut pada kita lah, cara kita pakai, macam mana kena jaga minyak hitam ke, and then cara pemanduan kita, okay, dia tengok pada orang. Pada saya bukan jenis pakai untuk kegunaan lasak kan. So saya rasa buat masa ni tak ada masalah lagi pada saya lah kan. Cuma saya lebih berhati-hatilah dengan dia punya untuk minyak minyak hitam tu saya kena tengok selalu lah. Lain-lain part tu mungkin belum ada lagi buat masa ni masalah. So saya tak boleh nak kata lagi lah kan. Cuma itulah di kemudian hari tu mungkin ada, tapi tunggu je lah macam mana kan. Dia punya problem dia kan.
Gearbox pun dah dipasang kotak penyejuk kan.
Ya, betul.
Jadi taklah demam ya.
Betul.
Suhu kekal sekata.
Betul.
Okey. Dan dari segi daily use, boleh ceritakan sikit macam mana keadaan jika daily use, sebab kereta ni panjang sikit. Jadi first thing orang fikir mesti susah nak park lah dan sebagainya.
Sebenarnya tak ada masalah pun. Sebelum ni saya pakai limousine pun yang 16 kaki panjang pun ramai kata parking susah nak masuk parking. Pada saya tak ada, sebab kereta sekarang semua dah datang dengan power steering. And then dah ada reverse camera semua. So tak ada masalah untuk parking. Cuma cara kita nak handle kereta tu macam mana, itu je kan. Orang kata lebih hati-hatilah sebab dia panjang. Kadang-kadang pun saya pun ada juga terlanggar jugalah kan, tapi orang kata sikit-sikit je lah. Itu orang kata tak nampak sangat lah kan. Macam tu je lah.
Itu semua proses membiasakan diri lah kan dengan barang baru kita. Baik, kita sedia maklum bahawa Proton Chancellor ni adalah berasaskan rekaan proton wajar tetapi mempunyai enjin perdana V6 di dalamnya. Jadi dari segi macam bahagian tertentu dalam kereta ini, terdapatkah kes-kes macam part itu kacukan perdana dan juga wajar? Sebab ini kan macam gabungan kan. Saya tertanya-tanya.
Okey, baru ni lah masa Hari Raya yang keempat ni, hos aircon saya bocor.
Waktu Hari Raya tu.
Bocor, okey. Saya tak dapat detect, tapi adik saya lah, sebab adik saya pomen. So dia buka hose tu, bawa pergi ke kedai spare part. Orang kedai spare part tu tanya, ini hose kereta apa? Okay, so saya kata ini Chancellor. Dia gaduh kepala, dia kata kenapa depan wajar, belakang perdana? So sekarang dia bagi solution, dia potong hose tu dua, yang wajar dengan perdana tu, dia sambungkan, dia grip balik, dan selepas tu saya hantar ke kedai bateri untuk bateri balik yang bahagian sambungan tu. So agak banyak kerja jugalah untuk benda-benda tu kan. Part lain tu saya tak pasti lagi, macam mounting dia ke, ada certain part yang belum lagi lah pada kereta saya, sebab sekarang ni kereta ni masih dalam keadaan baik lagi, tak ada bunyi apa-apa lagi. So saya pun belum dapat detect apa kerosakan yang akan datang. So buat masa ni saya masih maintainkan yang ada lagi lah yang kat kereta ni.
Yelah, sebab kereta ni pun keluar dalam unit yang terhad kan.
Ya, betul.
Jadi spare part pun macam itulah, terhad juga. Okey, perancangan masa depan, agak-agak abang merancang untuk menggunakan kereta ni berapa tahun lagi? Dah ada melihat kereta lain yang seakan-akan ke?
Buat masa ni tak ada lagi lah, sebab baru pakai lagi. Kita nak rasa feel wajah perdana ni kan. So mungkinlah 10 tahun akan datang ke kan, sebab sebelum ni masa saya pakai limo tu pun jangka masa pun 8 tahun juga. Lama jugalah kan. Lama juga kan. So mungkin lebih kurang macam tu lah kan. Tapi pun ada juga orang datang tanya kan, nak jual ke kan. So masa ni saya tak lagi lah.
Okey. Ada tak yang datang menegur macam kenapa kereta abang nampak lain sikit lah?
Ada, banyak. Ramai yang tanya. Ramai yang tanya kan. Ramai yang tanya. Kalau selagi sekali imbas dia macam wajar biasa. Cuma kalau kita tengokkan dia punya kedudukan pintu belakang dia tu lagi panjang daripada wajar standard kan. So yang itu yang bezakan dia. Cuma saya letak dekat bonet belakang tu boomerang untuk lagi nampakkan kelainan pada Chancellor ni lah.
Okey, sebab barulah kena kan dengan kereta ni.
Trademark dia, saya kalau boleh nak nampakkan dia masih lagi trademark limo, tapi limo versi pendek sikit lah. Macam tu.
Okey, ya, mesti ramai tanya-tanya. Mesti ramai yang dah macam gambar kan. Tanya ni kereta apa, kereta siapa dan sebagainya.
Buat masa ni ambil gambar tu tak ada, cuma banyak bertanya lah. Cuma diorang kata tak pernah jumpa kan, kereta ni untuk apa dia buat, pasaran mana kan. Memang kereta ni khas untuk keluaran persidangan Asian Summit Asian mesyuarat tahun 2005 dulu. Keluaran khas saja, dia tak ada untuk pasaran untuk pembeli luar kan. So tak banyaklah dia punya keluaran tu.
Okey, dan lebih uniknya sebab kereta ni silver. Biasanya kita jumpa kan warna ungu gelap.
Ya, betul.
Kan, jadi bila silver lagilah nampak macam wajah biasa.
Betul.
Jangan tertipu. Jangan tengok depan dengan belakang je, tengok tepi.
Tengok tepi. Kereta ni dia ada satu OD untuk speeding. Kalau kita nak motong kereta, dia ada overdrive button. So dia tekan tu, dia akan lagi laju.
2.0 V6 tu. Kalau OD tu ini macam
tapi minyak boleh tahan.
Aduh, minyak boleh tahan Jangan buat Grab lah.
Minyak boleh tahan.
Memang comfort 5 star.
Ya, betul.
Minyak tak.
Minyak boleh tahan kan.
Ya, dan saya suka tentang kereta ni, rim dia. Rim ala-ala design perdana V6 berapa? 10 spoke kan?
Ya, betul.
10 spoke. Pada saya, walaupun bersaiz 16 tapi nampak premium.
Betul.
Kan?
Dia nampak lagi
ringkas.
Ringkas, habis tu tegap lagi kan. Body tu pun lebih wide lagi daripada wajah biasa.
Oh, ya ke?
Dia nampak lagi besar sikit. Lagi berat sikit daripada wajah yang standard tu. Lagi ringan lagi lah dengan wajah tu kan.
Sebab inilah video ini dikeluarkan ataupun saya berhasrat untuk merakamkan kenangan kereta ini. Sebab kereta ini keluar dalam 18 tahun yang lepas untuk sebuah event yang terhad dan pengeluaran yang terhad. Jadi ini merupakan sebuah unit dalam lembaran sejarah Proton, yang mana sementara masih ada, standard pula tu terjaga dengan tuan yang cukup cermat. Kita rakamkanlah untuk kenang-kenangan untuk generasi masa hadapan. Abang Aiman, terima kasih meluangkan masa bersama saya dan penonton semua. Majulah motorsport untuk negara. Terima kasih. Aiman here is involved in the property management field. He manages properties on behalf of owners and seeks tenants for properties under his portfolio. If you are looking for somewhere to stay, maybe you have just come to KL, baru saja sampai KL dan mungkin mencari rumah sewa yang bersesuaian, well, you can hit him up. I'm putting the links to his socials in the description below and see where it takes you. Interesting stories by Aiman, right? And he told me that he is the third owner of this Proton Chancellor. The first one was a government agency, some koperasi pembangunan. The second one was a private owner, and now he is the third and current owner of the car. Now, testing this car on Ulu Yam of all places. Biasanya, orang pergi Ulu Yam bawa kereta sports, manual, and they drive as hard as they can. But nah, we don't do mainstream. We do Ulu Yam in an executive car with lots of legroom and plush leather. Anyway, the car, as Aiman told me, has no undercarriage sounds or no loose bushings whatsoever. And honestly, I was kind of skeptical at first because it's an 18-year-old car. But when I drove it, yes, it is not marketing talk or bukannya omong kosong semata. Indeed, firstly, the car felt very tight around the corners, and as it went through the irregularities on the road, there wasn't even as such a slight rattle from the door. I was very impressed. The car was quiet, the V6 engine still revs very happily, and I did try the OD button, the overdrive button, and the car would feel as if it has lots of reserve horsepower to lunge forward at the press of the pedal. Going through Uluyam in a Chancellor is surprisingly fun, and the bonus point of it being very comfortable. The aircon, true to Proton's fashion, is cold as ever, and the gearbox, albeit being the fuzzy logic gearbox in the Perdana V6 where people say it's not that good or subpar, it performed commendably well over here. All in all, it was a great experience to drive the Proton Chancellor up Ulu Yam. Well, not many can claim to have done that. But yes, today was a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, a short view of the ultra-rare Proton Chancellor. This car was a flash in the pan for Proton back in the day, and in 2023, not many examples are still surviving. It is very common to find abused and beat-up examples with their wheels changed and their front and rear bumpers changed in a bid to make them look sportier. But sporty does not do this car justice, so I was very glad to have finally had the chance to have a look at this Proton Chancellor, and most importantly, it being in stock condition. If you have one in stock condition today, please take good care of it.